Hello, everyone. My name is Inderpal Singh. I'm the brand manager for Meinl India. And today it's an immense pleasure because I'm sitting down with one of the most innovative and technically gifted drummer. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Matt Garstka, who is the powerhouse drummer for the band Animals as Leaders and a proud Meinl Cymbals artist. Matt, thank you so much for doing this. It's an honor to
What an
have you.
introduction. Thank you.
So, Matt, a couple of questions related to Meinl. So why Meinl cymbals are the symbols of your choice?
It's kind of by happenstance that I joined Animals, and Naveen, the previous drummer, was using Meinls. But then I started to play them, and I honestly I didn't know what they had available.
What?
So as soon as I started playing with them, I realized that there was like something modern happening with them.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's definitely impacted my playing. I feel like Meinl's at the cusp of creating new sounds.
And how would you describe your signature sound with Meinl cymbals?
I would say, since I have 3 stacks, stacky, trashy. But I think the it's probably more fusiony, honestly, when it comes to the hi-hat, ride, and of course there's the Equilibrium China, which is pretty metal. It's pretty like quintessential Chaw metal sound. So yeah, I would say fusiony, because the stacks can be utilized in like R&B situations, modern pop situations too. I think pretty much all like modern pop drummers, they're using some sort of stack, and so they've kind of become ubiquitous.
Interesting. How have you seen Meinl cymbals evolve over the years since you first started using them? And are there any particular innovations that stand out to you?
I think the biggest growth that I've seen, which I'm happy to report, is the Byzance line expanding so much.
Yeah.
I think the Turkish sound of cymbals is really what we've come to recognize and love as beautiful instruments. And yeah, they've come up with a lot more signature cymbals. So yeah, I'm quite pleased to be a part of that.
So, are there any tips and tricks that you can share with the audience in terms of maintaining and caring for Meinl cymbals to ensure longevity and consistent performance?
Probably the biggest thing is hitting with proper technique, kind of swiping the cymbal as opposed to just straight on bashing it, which I do live. So I'm kind of a bit of a hypocrite because I don't always treat my cymbals nicely, but sometimes that's to prove a point.
Yeah.
It's sort of a release on stage, and people's adrenaline is so hyped at the shows. It's almost like I'm sacrificing these cymbals on the altar before the audience. But when I'm at home, I'm very nice. I don't think I've cracked a cymbal at home in like, I don't know, like 8-10 years, something
Wow.
like that. So it really, like, my power level goes way up when I play live.
So that's
Or-
a different sort of an adrenaline, like, during the gigs, I'm
Yes.
assuming.
And it's like a type of power playing too. So like, yeah, I don't think this is something jazz players have to worry about.
Yeah.
It's primarily rock and metal drummers. So yeah, it does really help to, try to swipe in some regard, or have some let go, some give whenever you're crashing on a cymbal instead of holding extremely tight.
Right. Yeah.
And I've found that thin cymbals are actually more long lasting because they're able to disperse the energy more efficiently, and they'll just over time they'll bend.
Mhm.
They won't break.
Yeah.
Well, they will break if you really bash in them and you're not swiping at all. But like typically, they'll bend before they break. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, how has your relationship with Meinl Cymbals influenced your career? Can you share any personal experience or milestones achieved with their support?
Yeah. I mean, when I first played, was it Music Messa in Europe? That was with Tama in Meinl,
Yep.
and so that was uh, a big moment for my career. It was my first performance with animals as leaders ever, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of like been a because I've made signature cymbals with them.
Yeah.
It's been like I'm influencing the I guess the trajectory and the path of Meinl Cymbals in some way, but what they're coming out with is also impacting me. So, yeah.
So, how does Meinl Cymbals incorporate feedback from artists like you into their product development? Can you share an example where your input directly influenced a new cymbal design?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're one of the few companies that really listen to their artists and what they have to say about all of the lines and their input. They're very curious, and I think that's a good, important trait to have as a cymbal company or any product company for that matter, because you really want to be in tune with what modern players require. And so, yeah, they've definitely taken feedback from me. But I'll be honest, most of the feedback that I give them are things that I developed with them. They end up becoming signature cymbals.
It's been a
Of course.
lovely catching up with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Matt Garstka from Animals as Leaders and the Meinl Cymbals artist. This is Inderpal Singh. Thank you so much for watching this. Take care.